The next time someone says to you, go to hell, you might just want to come here. You may think this is one of the country's best beauty spots, but if folklore and legend is true, it is one of the most evil places on earth. In folkloric legend, this is Gormire Lake, the gate to hell. The reason it's got this reputation is folkloric legend falsely states that there was once a village here, and the villagers were so unholy that the earth literally cracked open into a bottomless pit, taking the village straight down to hell. And it is said that it's bottomless, and that's why its waters are pitch black. And Satan himself uses this as a gateway between our world and the underworld. Some have even said throughout the hundreds of years that they've seen him rise out the water, but to be honest, it's probably better down there than it is up here at the moment. Most of the videos you'll see about this place are of wild swimmers who love its rather boggy and strange darkness. And Revo Abbey, which I've featured in other videos, is a few miles that way. And hundreds of years ago, Sir Harry Scriven challenged the abbot of the abbey to a horse race. Now, the abbot was known to be good at horse racing, and he had a particularly good white mare. So Sir Harry rode an almost identical white mare to the abbey and thought he was playing a clever trick on the abbot, and he swapped the horses over. So it was said the abbot got on his horse and he rode the abbot's fast horse. And the aim was to come to the edge of the cliffs, and so they were going. But just as they got towards the finishing point, Sir Harry turned to see the abbot, who went from being the holy man in his monk's gowns into transforming into rags. Horns started spawning from his head, and his feet turned to hooves. And it was said that he realised then that his trickery was against him because he was racing the devil. So Harry, of course, terrified, unable to stop his white mare, plunged from the white cliffs down below, never to be seen again. Or so they say. Sir Harry wasn't, but people still see a white mare galloping and plunging without a rider down into the cliffs below. You see, a couple of you hearing that story are already going, well, Sir Harry won then. What was his prize? Well, he didn't. Even with that, the devil still finished first. And Harry was able, while falling, to watch the devil land in the water first, and then see the water suddenly bubble as if boiling, and the devil went down, back down below. Another famous legend here is that of the featherless goose. Now, there was said to be a goose who was either brave or foolish, was swimming around here, and it noticed a swallow hole, which is obviously preferable to a spit hole. But a swallow hole is a crack in the limestone, and down it went. And it was said to appear, but without all its feathers. Not just here, but miles away in a village called Kirby Moorside, in its well. However, what I don't get is how they knew it was that goose, unless it magically learnt the art of speaking while being in the underground cavern system. Another version of the sunken village story was that actually this was a castle, and in it was an evil knight. The castle was well guarded, with the cliffs and hills of the surrounding area to be hidden away and be able to create a defence with a moat around it. Very hard to get to. It said, in a fit of rage, finding out his wife had fallen in love with another man, he murdered her. And because he claimed he was a holy man all his life, this act of pure evil made this open up and him vanish down to hell, castle and all. And we'll finish with a very sad one. In the 1600s, on the moors beyond there, lived an old lady called Abigail Clayster. Also, over the centuries spelt Craister and Glaister. Now, James I rose and people were terrified of witches, and Abigail was one of those cunning folk, those brilliant women who healed people or were just a little bit odd or different. And they suspected her of being a witch. They thought that she could change form into a hound or a hare. And so one night, after someone fell ill, they thought she was to blame. And they chased her. They got the hounds and they chased her all the way across the moors. She came to the edge of the White Cliffs and thought she was going to be teared apart by these horrible hounds or beaten to death by the villagers. And so she took the chance and plunged down into the lake. She was never seen again, or never seen again alive, because it's said now, even in these times, if you walk in these woods day or night, you can see an old lady in 1600 clothing. She looks a little sad and lost, but maybe if you show her some kindness, she may wish you luck on your journey ahead. Is this a little magical ring? Is this where Abigail comes and practices the magic even now? And look, it's like there's paving stones. Look at this. It's like there was once a purpose road built, I don't know if you can see it, out into the river, lake.